Vergil Ortiz ain't ready for Terence Crawford. I'm sorry. He's just not. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Broadway Joel, the boxing guru. If this is your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back. Terence Crawford absolutely destroys Vergil Ortiz. Now, I know Vergil Ortiz had a good performance Saturday. He stopped Kavaliauskas a round quicker than Terence Crawford, and I give him all the props and all the credit for that. No hate on my game. But I saw things in that fight that let me know he's not ready for a Bud Crawford fight. In the fight, I saw he had his hands really high up, just really high up, and that creates lack of mobility. It tires out your shoulders, and it also prevents you from seeing the punches as well when somebody's coming forward. That's one of the things I feel like Mayweather had an advantage over fighters. Most fighters like to have their hands up, and to some degree, that blocked your vision. Mayweather, when he was fighting like this, he had the vision to see clearly because nothing was covering his face. But that's neither here nor there. Anyways, another thing I like about Vergil Ortiz is he didn't throw in punch combinations. He was very one. He kept throwing that really hard one jab, then throwing a really hard 1-2, then throwing just a straight right hand, then just throwing a hook. With Terence Crawford, you can't fight him like that. Terence Crawford is a fighter who is a master class fighter who counters, especially if you're just throwing one hard punch. You don't think he'll throw a pull counter and knock Vergil Ortiz down? Or when Vergil Ortiz is in that high guard, he won't give him an angle and hit him hard to the body and then to the head, and then move to the other side and then switch southpaw. He's just not, his boxing IQ isn't high enough to be in the ring with a Terence Crawford. I'm sorry. Listen, I like Vergil Ortiz. I think he's going to be a world champion at the welterweight division. He's just not ready right now. I feel he needs a fight or two more. Now, I know the things I mentioned that he has to work on, whether it be, not having your hands so high up, but maybe throwing a little bit in combination. These are easy fixes. This is something you can work in the gym. But you don't work on that in the gym and then go into a fight with Terence Crawford. That just doesn't happen. You have to be ready when you're going in a fight with Terence Crawford. I understand they stepped him up with Maurice Hooker. Then they moved him up a little bit more with Kavaliauskas. I think they need to move him up a little bit more until there's a gap there before you get to a Terence Crawford. Or even an Errol Spence. Errol Spence is here. Kavaliauskas is here. There's a middle ground. This is where you fight a Danny Garcia, where you fight a, Jamal James, your Dennis Ugas, fighters like that. There's a mid-tier before you go all the way to the top tier, possibly top pound for pound. When you fight a top pound for pound fighter, you're at the risk of getting hurt. Look what happened to Billy Joe Saunders when he fought a top pound for pound fighter. Canelo broke his face. Look what happened to Kell Brook when he fought 2 pound for pound fighters. He fought Triple G, broke one side of his face, although, Triple G was the bigger man. I will admit that. But then he fights Errol Spence, a guy who's his size, and Errol Spence breaks the other side of his face. When you step up too quick, you at the risk of getting hurt. Look what happened to Fernando Vargas when he stepped in the ring with Tito Trinidad. He moved him up too quick, and Trinidad beat the shit out of him, hurt him, and he was never the same. Look what happened to Erickson Lubin. Erickson Lubin got knocked out in the first round by Charlo. Now, luckily, it doesn't look like Charlo took enough punishment where it ruined his career. It was a quick first round knockout, and which I'm happy he didn't get hurt to the point where he can't continue his career or he's not the same. But he definitely lost a lot of buzz and probably lost a lot of money had he just had 2-3 more fights, then jumped into a Charlo fight. Just because you feel you're ready, you have to listen to your coaches, you have to listen to your matchmakers, you have to listen to your promoters. I don't think he's ready, man. I don't think he's ready. Another one that people feel stepped up too quick was Victor Ortiz when he fought Marcos Maidana. Victor Ortiz, one of the hottest prospects, stepped him up with Marcos Maidana, and Marcos Maidana beat the crap out of Victor Ortiz. It was an absolute war. They dropped each other, but he just wasn't ready. He wasn't about that life, and he quit. He quit because he realized he wasn't ready for that level of violence, that level of fighting. And I feel that affected him throughout his whole career. And I don't want the same thing to happen to Vergil Ortiz. I like Vergil Ortiz. He's a really good fighter. He has a lot of power. And he showed me a lot of things on Saturday that I feel he has potential. But he also showed me some things that I feel like he has to work on before he's in there with a Terence Crawford. Alright guys, that's my video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And hit that like button. It helps me out with the algorithm. Leave a comment in the comment section and follow me on Twitter @_BroWagerWall. Alright guys, until next time. Peace.